Hello, HalfMike here, and I just wanted to say real quick, if you've been enjoying my content, please remember to subscribe to the channel here on YouTube and follow me on Twitch so you can always catch us when we're live and see more content. Also, if you are new here, welcome in, and if you're enjoying the video, please remember to like it because it helps me out a lot. I also post funny clips and other things on TikTok. All the links are in the description below, and thanks again. Now let's get into the video.
Also, of course, been this never-ending news cycle around Twitter and Elon Musk this week. The sale of the company went through, there have been massive layoffs, but to the beginning of the week, almost all the stories were around Elon Musk's decision to spread a wild conspiracy theory about the attack on Nancy Pelosi's husband. Right, some right-wingers came up with the idea that this attacker wasn't there to kill Nancy Pelosi, despite all the facts, including that the attacker even admitting doing so, but instead saying he was a gay prostitute and/or really normalizing the attack. With Musk eventually deleting that tweet after the backlash, though, making fun of people for kind of calling him out, being like, "I'm not the New York Times." But with that, I was very interested to know about the state of the nation, specifically the DeFranco nation, you beautiful bastards. And so I put out a poll, pointed to this situation and said, do you think this is kind of a little Elon oopsie, or do you just think this is a taste of things to come? And while I ended up seeing responses like it was probably something he thought was funny, reread it later, realized it wasn't even close to funny and deleted it, probably the most human thing to do, laughing my ass off, with 17% of you saying you thought it was just a little stumble for Elon, the vast majority, 83%, said this is just a small taste of where things are headed. Saying things like it's really hard to call that a stumble. He's a veteran of the tech industry, an executive of several major companies, and has been a
there's no reason he shouldn't have been able to identify that, or there's no reason someone of his stature and his intellect, right, shouldn't have verified the source before retweeting it. Isn't that like what geniuses do? Aren't they known for their critical thinking? Aren't they known for their ability to discern false information from accurate information quickly and better than the rest of us? Isn't that the entire idea? And that's why he has so much more money, because he's a better person and a smarter person than all of us. Or at least that's what we're told, right? But then where's the proof? Here he is just like memeing like any idiot, any Redditor would. It's just he also has $1 billion because he grew up in the right family. Or the wrong family, depending on how you look at it.
Public figure for a long time now. There's no way he didn't know what he was doing. As I'm saying, Twitter will soon be in the same dumpster fire as Gab and Parler and Truth Social.
100%.
Though there are also quite a few people down in the comments saying this was kind of just par for the course for Musk. They're saying it's not really just a stumble when it's just his normal pattern of behavior. And if anyone is surprised by this, they clearly haven't paid attention to this maniac's actions. Exactly. As well as the same man who randomly called the diver saving trapped kids in a cave a pedophile. What a surprise. The guy's acted erratically for years.
Exactly. He's just... It's got the gaps between incidences are closing for certain, but like I was saying last week, he just says crazy erratic shit and then has to walk it back within 24 to 48 hours. Like the $20 to $8, the firing 75% of you to 25, actually it ended up being 50. You know, like it's like, I don't know. I really don't get it. It seems like a crazy person.
So, of course, there were still people saying, you know, he's just the troller in chief. He's doing it for the memes. But that also then kind of fed into people leaving comments like just more evidence that if you're rich enough, there's absolutely no accountability. But the rich stuff, while accurate, I don't think that also ties into like the cult of personality around Elon Musk. And, you know, I still do believe that I think he's going to try to use the culture war as a way to monetize Twitter. And I think you can already see that in play with certain accounts that he's tweeting that are talking about like the elites versus the small guys, $8 being nothing, right? That all around Twitter blue. With,
so
Thursday, that talking about like the elites versus the small guys, $8.
This meme pisses me off, and I had like a whole thing on my Twitter about this. So like he's shaping this up like, so the check mark's free right now, okay? So let's pretend you work somewhere and they are giving you a free coffee every morning, just for free to give you some energy throughout the day, right? In the lobby or something. So let's say for a decade, you are given this coffee every morning if you want it, and you take it most days for the energy boost. Now, let's say after a decade of that, you come in and it's no longer a coffee, but it's an eggnog, and it's $8. So it will not give you energy. If anything, it might actually kind of make you more like feel like you have a boulder in your tummy or something. So like you're drinking fucking eggnog for no reason in the morning, and it's $8. I think you're going to be a little pissed off. Now let's add to this the information that we've learned from Elon that your tweets won't be promoted. So now let's say the eggnog is not forced upon you, but if you don't drink the eggnog, you notice that most people have an eggnog every day, and there is a culture behind it. So like you get left out of like maybe hanging out after work, or like you just aren't viewed as like favorable in the office or passed up on things, all because you're not drinking eggnog. Should it matter? No. Does it now? Yes. Is that stupid? Yes. Are you kind of being forced to spend $8 if you want to continue participating here? Yes. And that's exactly what Elon's demonstrated, that he believes the more money you have, bigger number, bigger person, better person, and also only people with money should be able to speak and be heard. If you don't have money, you are not worth hearing. That is literally what he's communicating. Oh, cool. He's going to talk about Kathy Griffin. She got in a fucking fight with Elon. Tried to call out his stupid system by renaming her Twitter account Elon Musk. Said she's verified, and he banned her. And then said any accounts that don't explicitly say they're parody or for parody purposes will be banned.
Welcome back to the Philip DeFranco Show. Buckle up, make sure you hit that like button, and let's just jump into the news. Starting with Ethan Klein got nuked off the internet. Again? But this time on Twitter, and it's because of Elon Musk. So just a little over a week ago after Elon Musk took over the platform, he declared that comedy is now legal on Twitter. But he has seemingly unveiled that he is not an absolutist about that, or that there sometimes have to be limitations to that rule, specifically impersonations. And a key thing with this story is people impersonating Elon Musk. Right, since his takeover, it's been a big trend for verified people to change their name and photo to Elon Musk's and tweet something absurd or out of character. But here's the thing, and you may not expect it, it makes complete sense why these people were suspended. Yeah. Impersonation has always been against Twitter's rules, so it wasn't surprising to see this happen to the accounts. And I have to imagine a number of the people that were banned, including Ethan, were expecting this. I mean, even Ethan's own fans were like, he's going for the ban. So for anyone that did this and didn't expect to get banned, I got a beautiful book for you to buy the week of Thanksgiving. You'd have to include that it is a parody account in the bio and in the name of the account itself. And while people like Ethan put parody account as a banner, you put parody in the bio, the name was just Elon Musk. And actually, on that note, on Sunday, Musk also took it a step further by tweeting, going forward, any Twitter handles engaging in impersonation without clearly specifying parody will be permanently suspended. Previously, we issued a warning before suspension, but now that we are rolling out widespread verification, there will be no warning. This will be clearly identified as a condition for signing up to Twitter Blue, and adding any name change at all will cause temporary loss of verified checkmark. So Ethan changed his name to Elon Musk and joked about the increased use of the N-word on the platform, as well as a tweet about Musk missing Jeffrey Epstein. He got permanently suspended as well as a tweet.
What did he say?
A condition for signing up to Twitter Blue, and adding any name change at all will cause temporary loss of verified checkmark. So Ethan changed his name to Elon Musk and joked about the
people are going to say the N-word on Twitter. That's a sacrifice I'm willing to accept for the cause of free speech.
Increased use of the N-word on the platform, as well as a tweet about Musk.
Even though Jeffrey Epstein committed horrible crimes, I still do miss him on nights like this for his warmth and camaraderie. Holy shit.
Missing Jeffrey Epstein. He got permanently suspended, as well as Kathy Griffin, and now a growing number of people. Because like I said, it wasn't just one or two people that were doing this. Though you did have Ethan Klein defending his tweets on TikTok, or saying it was a clear parody, something Elon said would be an exception. Also around this time, you had Elon making jokes about the suspension, saying of Kathy Griffin she was actually suspended for impersonating a comedian, but if she really wants her account back, she can have it for $8. Well, yes, you had people understanding or even defending the bans. You had a lot of people using this as a way to attack Elon, tweeting things at him like, free speech includes racism, but not making fun of you. But here's the thing, like I said, I am not a Musk fan, but I understand these suspensions. That said, that is not where the Elon Musk bullshittery ends today. There's been a lot of focus on getting the check mark for $8 a month. With that, you've got the New York Times.
Okay, yeah, you can understand why these accounts got banned, but still question why, this is viewed as harmful enough to institute or require a ban immediately. But hate speech and racism isn't. One of those is actual social violence. The other one is trying to get under someone's skin. Arguably not social violence.
Times reporting that Twitter's delaying the rollout of that until after the midterms. Right, there were concerns about this feature just causing chaos on election day. Right, people saying, whoa, so for $8 you'd be able to just impersonate a lawmaker, an official, and tweet out election misinformation. So for now, you got a manager telling the outlet that they're rolling it out on November 9th. The Times saying they also reached out to Twitter's comms team but didn't get a response, most likely because most of them were fired last week. Or Twitter laid off about half of its staff, but also you had Bloomberg reporting yesterday that Twitter's already trying to get some of those people back, with the teams most impacted by the layoffs including product trust and safety, policy, communications, ethical AI, accessibility, and more. And according to Bloomberg, some of those people were actually fired by accident, and others were let go before management realized their work would actually be necessary for working towards Musk's goals. But also going back to the $8 verification, I will say I do have even more concerns now as Elon Musk has continued.
I hope they don't go back. fuck Musk, dude. Do not work for that man.
Continue to talk about it. And I know I'm not alone with that, right? I've seen other big creators like Moist Critical making a video called Twitter is Dying. While he doesn't lay out his intentions to leave the platform, he does argue that Elon's plans will ruin it. Right? Because the way that Elon Musk has begun talking about this, it sounds like Twitter is going to be almost unusable, or for you to just almost seemingly not exist unless you pay the $8 per month.
We're going to prioritize Twitter search, replies, mentions by verified users first. And yeah, this is if you're payment verified with blue checkmark, then you're prioritized, and hateful conduct pays. But if
pay to play.
somebody risks losing even $8, the net effect will be over time that the verified users will pretty much always be at the top of comments and search, and you won't really see. You'll have to scroll far to see the unverified users, which will be the bots and trolls and whatnot.
Right, the way that he describes it, it's hard.
Yeah, he describes, people who can't afford $8 a month for a social media thing that used to be free, as bots and trolls and worthless. There are plenty of people who will be on Twitter and are on Twitter now who have no intentions. They don't pay for Twitter Blue, right? Not everyone has money to justify paying for fucking Twitter. Nor should they. It's Twitter. Why would I pay for it?
Hard not to see that as like shadow banning anyone not willing to give him $8. Well, that'll have zero impact on me. I've already been paying for Twitter Blue since it launched. The way Elon describes it is that he's putting a paywall on the service that democratized speech. And hey, like I've said from the beginning, it is now his thing to build or burn to the ground. But also this morning, I think Elon was like, people aren't talking about me for enough reasons, with him making headlines as of this morning for endorsing the GOP going into the midterms. Tweeting to independent-minded voters, shared power curbs the worst excesses of both parties.
Yeah, I literally saw this while I was driving to therapy. Fucking independent mind voters. Democrat bad. Be independent.
Therefore, I recommend voting for a Republican Congress, given that the presidency is Democratic. Which, I saw a lot of people going like, wow, holy fuck, I can't believe he said this. To which, and I mean this in the nicest way, have you just not been paying attention? How is this surprising? He's publicly and privately complained that as a billionaire, he's being overtaxed. And when I say privately, I mean he spoke at a Kevin McCarthy GOP retreat with a no-press fireside chat just a few months ago. He recently tweeted and promoted out right-wing misinformation about the Pelosi's, and that's in addition to primarily retweeting a lot of right-wing mouthpieces. And hey, as an individual, I think he's free to do this, obviously. Where my annoyance comes from is his kind of framing this as him being an independent. Everything in at least the last 2 years has pointed to that not being the case. And in recent months, right back in April, before he made himself the king of Twitter, he tweeted, for Twitter to deserve public trust, it must be politically neutral. To which I know a lot of Elon defenders will say, hey, he used to donate to Dems. Yeah. So did Trump. I don't think you would call him an independent. I always try to be very fair in my reporting. I'm not always going to hit that mark. Everyone makes mistakes now and then. But most people who have watched me for a long time know I have made no secret that I'm left of center. Right? Like, I'm not co-signing defund the police, but I do think we need to tax the fuck out of billionaires. I agree with Obama that some on the left have gotten overly preachy and overreactionary, but I think that pales in comparison to the threat democracy is facing from a number of far-right Republicans as well as human rights. Whereas in the past, I was the enlightened centrist where it was like everything is equally bad. But yeah, that's where I'm at with all this. And I know we talked about it a lot, but I would love to know your
God, yeah, no, dude, I hate that point of view. Both sides are equally bad. One side is straight up racist, and one side is straight up like, we need to do everything we can to keep brown and black people from getting too far ahead in society and keep them, as poor as possible and doing free labor, whether it's in prison systems or whatever. And the other side's like, we should undo a lot of the racist systems that this country was built on and look at making getting closer to equality of opportunity for everyone. And for some reason that's viewed as like super divisive, and to centrists it's viewed as like, both sides are bad. They go about it for their bad ways. And I agree, both sides suck, but one so clearly sucks less. I just don't even understand how there's a fucking debate.
Your thoughts on any and all aspects of this just clusterfuck in those comments down below.
I wanted to see Ludwig's opinion on Twitter. So I'm going to play this video and take care of my bowl.
thing to happen to the website. I wake up every morning excited to read the shitstorm that happened the night before, and boy, has there been a lot of shit over the past week. We're going to cover it all and cover what Twitter's up to now, but first, we have to be honest with each other. Twitter's always kind of sucked. For the average user, they're kind of shouting out to a void of maybe former high school, college classmates that they're slowly growing more disconnected with, talking about things that people don't really care about. Tom Brady's the GOAT? Well, take your 5 likes and move on with your day. And for influencers, celebrities, is it really better? No. Look at my Twitter, for example. It's all shameless plugs. I tweet infrequently to maximize the amount of likes I get to make it seem like the things that I do are more important. And every day when I tweet, I'm panicking that the wording isn't good enough to get the max amount of likes. It's not true, honest discourse. It's not true discussion. The only people who have figured out how to successfully use Twitter are teenage girls, at least the majority. All right, the K-pop fans of the world. They've realized that their collective voice is way more powerful, and they can create cultural trends just by all being a fan of something and lifting it up. You see it in the Minecraft community as well. They're the people who drive the culture. All right, it's not me shamelessly plugging, and it's not that dude tweeting about Tom Brady or whatever the hell that you're more and more weirded out by based off his tweets. So Twitter generally sucks. So it's kind of fun to see the shitstorm that's been happening, and let me show you just how bad it's been by looking at 3 articles.
Oh, wow, I did so much there. I bumped my microphone and paused the video.
Titles. All right, this is 3 article titles over the past 2 weeks since Elon took over. Here's the first one. It's October 20th. Elon Musk reportedly wants to lay off 75% of Twitter staff. October 27th. Elon Musk says he won't cut 75% of Twitter's workforce. And then November 4th, Elon Musk begins
fired
mass layoffs at
50%.
Twitter, cuts 75% of Twitter's staff. Now, this happened because he wanted to cut those people because Twitter has 2 major problems. One,
he forgot the last part where it turns out they fired some people they weren't supposed to fire and now are having troubles getting in contact with people because they didn't realize that some people would be needed with the information and skills they have for Musk projects. So, trying to unfire some of the 75% now, too.
Costs too much to run, and 2, they don't make enough money. Kind of the same issue, but they're all working towards the same goal of being profitable, making their investors happy. And their investor is one guy, and his name's Elon Musk, and he spent $44 billion for this, and he wants to be happy. And it's not really working out. It's not really working out. Why do you lie about the Twitter layoffs? Well, it's because Meta and Google.
No, I'm not surprised there's a Twitter documentary. I'm definitely going to check that out, especially if it's around this whole shit show.
Were poaching a lot of the good employees that he wanted to keep. Not to say the ones that he let go were bad, but more so the ones that he valued as good. And so he had to lie, say he wasn't letting them go. Please stay. And well, he did let them all go. He let them all go. A lot of teams let go. Human rights team gone. Accessibility experience team no longer. The ethics and transparency and accountability team also. A lot of those people. Twitter's curation team is gone. He let go people from a team on a project he was tweeting about working on.
Actually, yeah, I'm really glad that most of that ad was just him fucking around.
And why did he do it? Well, he tweeted out, regarding Twitter's reduction in force, unfortunately, there's no choice when the company's losing over $4 million a day. Everyone's excited. Everyone exited, was offered 3 months of severance, which is 50% more than legally required. I think there's also some issues that he didn't give him a big enough heads up based off the laws. But, you know, that's his problem to deal with. And then
yeah, he was trying to skirt around that by giving them, like, extra long severance pay, too.
He also tweeted out this: Twitter had a massive drop in revenue due to activist groups pressuring advertisers, even though nothing has changed with the content moderation. We did everything we could to appease the activists. Extremely messed up. They're trying to destroy free speech in America. Wouldn't call that exactly accurate. Here's the big problem. Advertisers, when Elon took over, thought it would be a bit tumultuous. So they just paused. Let's just see how things go. And things haven't exactly gone great. And the problem is there's nobody to check Elon. Checks and balances are important in life.
Exactly. That's exactly what I was saying. Like, the fact that he has no board is insane. The fact that he's the sole board member is why this is going to be a train wreck. It will nothing will ever work like that. Ever. He got rid of the entire board.
All right. The first thing I ask when I talk to other streamers is like, hey, do you have someone that keeps you in check? Because you can see when people are surrounded by too many yes men. All right. Kanye, for example. And you need people in your life who can tell you, hey, you're being a bit of a dumbass. I have that. It's called Slimeonder Gaming. And he does it arguably a bit too often. But Elon got rid of that at Twitter. He dissolved the board of directors, so nobody gets to call the shots except for him. Those board of directors, by the way, walked away with a juicy $120 million payout, so shout outs to them. They're living quite large. But he's too erratic to be the chief twit for the advertisers to safely come back. I mean, look at the tweet that he dropped today. To independent-minded voters.
Oh, God, this shit fucking, it made me want to puke in the car on the way to therapy.
Shared power curbs, the
Hank Green actually responded to this, I'm pretty sure.
worst excess of both parties. Therefore, I recommend voting for a Republican Congress, given that the presidency is Democratic. Now, I remember a fantastic tweet a few months ago that said, Twitter, and especially the heads at Twitter, should be politically neutral. They should just be the town square where people...
Yeah, what happened to that mentality? And also, I love, he always frames it to independent-minded voters. I'm so neutral. I'm so fucking unbiased. I'm such a genius.
People are able to talk about this amongst themselves rather than trying to navigate.
This is how I thought government functioned when I was 11.
Oh, yeah, that was Elon Musk that said that. That was right. That was okay. For them to deserve public trust, it has to be politically neutral. Okay. Right. Fair enough. No, fair enough. Okay. You know, hey, April Elon hit different. Elon hit different. And that's not all. That's not all. They ran into a bit of a PR disaster because Elon tweeted this out. Going forward, any Twitter handles engaging in impersonation without clearly specifying parody will be permanently suspended. Previously, we issued a warning, but now we are rolling out widespread verification. There will be no warning. And H3H3 decided to test that by changing his name to Elon Musk, having the verified check mark, saying, Ghislaine Maxwell is extremely decent woman. Hashtag free Ghislaine. Had parody account in the bio, replied said parody account, and what do you think happened?
Banned.
Didn't really work out. Didn't really work out. Elon Musk is fucked.
I 100% think a parody or satire tag would be useful, but I do think this also points out that whole, like, Elon said this will be a platform for free speech, and that's what he has to do with it. And I think it's hilarious that within the first week or two of having it, people have already got him instituting and initiating pretty drastic bans on accounts. Big accounts.
He signed up to buy a company for $44 billion, realized it wasn't worth nearly that much, tried to back out of the deal, realized
I've been confident he's going to tank the website since he took it.
He couldn't, and he was going to get sued and forced to buy it, so then he tried...
The fucking Hyperloop is a parking lot now. The Hyperloop literally is getting turned into a parking lot for Tesla employees because he's such a fuck-up. The company affectionately refers to it as Tesla in tunnels or something like that. Yeah. Let's see. In a clear sign that the project isn't progressing as hoped, the prototype tunnel for the SpaceX Hyperloop has been torn down and turned into a parking lot. Literally, everything he touches turns to shit because he is a charlatan. He is a fucking con man. He is a fucking rich meme lord. Like, he was just born into a family with a fucking emerald mine and apartheid and a memer, just a memer running around. Oh god, he's like he's literally like the realistic version of Tony Stark. You know what I mean? Like, that's what Tony Stark looks like in the real world. A fucking dick. And he's not saving anyone because he doesn't actually care.
Tried to buy it and make a good out of a fucked bad situation, but realistically, he just got signed up to a $30 billion company that he spent $44 billion to buy. And he's trying to make changes so that it's a profitable business that makes sense. But really, he's just showing us an absolute 4K masterclass on how not to run a company. Way too much in the public eye, and every decision he makes advertisers more worried and more scared. And his
not only that, but like, how many times has he had to say something and walk it back, and then walk that back, and then walk it back, and then walk that back, and then walk it back? Like, he just flip flops constantly, and for some reason, people still look at him as like this level-headed, reasonable, calculated guy.
Big sweeping decisions have no oversight. There's nobody to tell him no. There's nobody to give him a little pushback
or
He'll
insight.
Fire you if you do. And so his $8 a month verification will probably end up oversaturating the amount of verified users, creating a lot of bad faith verified users who are scamming through crypto schemes, which happens all the time on twitter.com, and making the currently verified people no longer care about being verified.
Exactly.
So they'll just immediately stop their verification.
Yup.
Me, for example, I don't care to be verified if I have a user next to me that's Elon Musk 43 tweeting out an Ethereum scam every 5 minutes. It makes the verification seem a whole lot lamer.
Exactly. It no longer means what it means now. Thank you.
Plus, at this point, I've built enough of a following that I don't really need the verification. You can see the follower amount, and that probably does it for you.
I assume Twitter was already selling
data,
right?
There's another account called
They had to have
Ludwig
been.
or Mogul Mail that has about 1,000 followers. They're going to be fake, and people are smart enough to figure it out, that out. So
yeah.
their one value of verification becoming a pay-to-win system, at best, is going to eliminate a little free speech. Why? Well, because Elon Musk said that he's going to promote all the verified users.
Exactly. He's eliminating free speech on the platform. It's pay to play. It's if you're rich, you're heard. Or if you have money on the platform, you're heard. If you don't have money on the platform or in the platform, fuck you, we don't care. It is the exact opposite of free speech. It is the worst thing that could happen to the public town hall.
They'll be at the top of the replies, the top of the RTs, and they'll be in the algorithm. And so if you're not a paying user, your messages are going to be hidden. Doesn't really seem like the town square of free speech that Elon Musk was gunning for when he was shitting on Twitter so much a few months ago. It just seems like he has a headache, and at the next and earliest convenience, he will try to pawn it off on someone else, which is probably a great decision because, hey, send rockets to space. I like looking at them. That's fun to do.
Don't even do that because it's horrible for the environment and it's not really serving much of a purpose. And going to Mars is fucking stupid when we can just do the right thing here, pay the right taxes here, and, you know, take some steps to reverse some of the damage we've done and go carbon neutral. It's so fucking stupid to entertain the idea of ruining this planet to get to another one when we could just fix this one.
Less of the Twitter stuff. It's not really working out for you, bud. All right, that's all with Twitter, and hopefully we don't have to talk about it again. And thanks for.
I guarantee you we're gonna talk about it again, Lud. I guarantee it.
Thanks for watching. See y'all later. See you guys in Parlor.
I guarantee it. Why is Twitter gonna get worse, Hassan? Tell me about it.
Twitter is delaying the rollout verification checkmarks subscribers of his new $7.99 a month subscription service until after Tuesdays.
Oh, I know he's gonna have a great take on this. He's gonna have a great take on this. Tell me what you think of the pay to play.
Midterm elections. Oh, brother, that's crazy. Let's get to it. Elon Musk is still popping the frick off, okay? Absolutely going mental.
He's
absolutely going
popping the
bananas
frick
with
off,
it.
dude.
He has decided, I'm going to take my dick out and fuck Twitter right in the ass and destroy it and then act like it is.
Austinox, I appreciate you for editing the swears out. I'm not gonna do that. So YouTube, you can appreciate Austinox for editing some of the swears in this fucking video.
Entirely the fault of the leftists or the activists or whatever the very strange behavior that isn't actually all that strange if you consider how billionaires behave all the fucking time. Let's be real. This is like pretty typical of Elon Musk and others just like him who have had a lifetime of failing upwards as a consequence of being able to do, you know, some very, very successful things with the amount of capital that they had fronted to them. And, you know, this is just another part of that saga. But I think maybe more people will finally realize, like,
This all started, I remember when Elon was first making a move to buy this and everyone was saying he's doing this for free speech. I said, Elon Musk is a billionaire. All he cares about is money and influence. And all buying Twitter is a path to more money and influence. And here we are. And yep, he's super mad. He overpaid for it and he's the sole board member. So now he's trying to get more money and he is making it pay to speak. So there's your controlling influence.
that because he's breaking their favorite toy, maybe more people will realize, like, maybe Elon's not as smart as I thought he was. You know what I mean?
Hopefully.
Elon Musk
Fucking
bought Twitter, didn't want to buy.
Hopefully people start to realize that Elon Musk is full of shit now.
Twitter, was forced by the Delaware courts to buy Twitter.
I'm not holding my breath.
Tried to buy Twitter for $44 billion as a meme or a joke, I think, which was really fucking overpriced. And he tried to back out of it. And then the American
Legally
court system was like, lol, you can't do that. You literally signed away everything everything, you're buying this bitch, or
Yeah.
you're giving billions of dollars for no reason whatsoever to Twitter. So big brain genius, forced to buy Twitter, immediately goes in, fires the executives, which is fine. I don't have an issue with that. Who gives a fuck, right? And then starts popping off about free speech and how comedy's back on the platform, how platform's gonna be really fucking funny. And of course that never happened because everyone that likes Elon Musk and thinks Elon Musk is funny has never actually been funny ever or does not know comedy. He fired a bunch of employees that were running key parts of the algorithm. He fired a bunch of employees on the moderation side as well, claimed that like nothing was going to change about the moderation. Immediately people understood what Elon Musk was saying though when he said free speech is coming back on the platform. You know, the usage of the N-word increased.
It just
Advertisers were like,
skyrocketed.
we don't like that. Calm the fuck down. Elon was like, I'm sorry, I was just kidding. We were not doing any of that. And he's now desperately trying to figure out a way to make Twitter not profitable, but like at least, keep it afloat. Instead, he's just blowing up the platform every day because he cannot stop fucking posting. One of the latest...
Yeah, dude, he's gonna parlor the fuck out of this app. It's gonna get banned off all app stores by this time next year. Watch.
Parts of this saga has been Elon Musk's sentiment about changing the verification process. Now, originally, the verification process was if you had like news articles written about you, it was pretty much created so that platforms wouldn't get sued with like random people behaving like they are a notable public personality and then scamming people, spamming shit.
Right.
You know what I mean? Basic stuff. It's like a part of every platform.
Literally what verifying means. It was created so that you would know anytime you were looking at a tweet or someone saying something, whether or not it actually came from who they represented, especially in the case of like celebrities or influencers or anyone who might be of note, fucking musicians, anything like that. If you had acquired some amount of following that warranted enough eyes on you, you could take steps to get verified. That way people who were familiar with you could make sure they were actually seeing information from you. It now no longer means that. I've been saying this for a while now. It no longer means that at all. It just means you want to make sure you're heard and that you give a shit about like having the edit button and a couple other shit like that because it comes with Twitter Blue. It's so fucking stupid. You'll have to scroll really far to see unverified users. But it's fucking terrible.
Platform at this point, but of course Elon was like, oh, well, that's what everybody cares about, blue check marks, so we should just monetize it, right? But if he were to just monetize the blue check mark, the verification thing, as I said already, that would dramatically change what verification is.
Yup.
People who are not that stupid. Of course, there are plenty of people who are stupid, but they're not so stupid that they would go, oh my God, well, I guess like Crypto Doge 69420 is a public figure that is noteworthy. Like, that's not how that works. So ultimately, a lot of people talked about how little money Elon would even generate from this. I think it was like at maximum like a couple $100 million, even if a big chunk of the already verified people would go and
Do I know how much percentage is needed for a proposition to pass? Pass in like state government? Or like what are you saying there? Isn't it I believe it's 60, isn't it? I voted yes on Proposition 27 in California. Was curious what is needed for it to pass. Percentage for state proposition to pass. I think for those, it's honestly just majority. I think that's... Yo, thank you for the follow, Motive Jag. I'm pretty sure for state propositions like that, amendments and things, it's simple majority. So 51%, I believe, would be enough. It would probably institute a recount, especially if it was very close. But as far as I understand, when it comes to things like that we are just voting on as people, it is straight up majority.
pay to continue their verification. The reality is that, like, even someone like myself who is a public figure, if I were to have to pay for the $8 for that check mark, I would never do it because it's incredibly embarrassing, I think, personally.
Shout out to you for voting, by the way. Hell yeah, doing your civic duty. That's fucking awesome.
Personally, I think it's infinitely more embarrassing to pay for a check mark than to have
That's so
had
funny.
received it. You know what I mean? Who gives a fuck? That's crazy. I think he probably thinks that unverified people will pay for it, but all those people are going to be fucking scammers. People in his DMs, people in his replies, people who are like, Elon, please notice me, crypto doge, whatever the fuck. So that is going to be really funny because it's going to dramatically change the way that people understand what verification is. And I don't think it's going to, bring in a lot of people. However, Elon Musk also claimed that this was about free speech. Turns out, and this might shock you guys, he was wrong. It wasn't about free speech at all.
No, it's
Elon
about money.
Musk created a system where it's pay to play.
Oh, yeah, I know. Pay to play. I'm so glad he used the phrase pay to play. No one else has said pay to play. It's literally pay to play. Thank you, Hassan. Oh, my God. Yes, please. Go off. Yes. But yeah, also, yeah, he needs more money. He needs more money because he overpaid for it. So he's literally running around to every user saying, like, will you give me $8? And if not, then fuck you. You don't really get to hang out on my website.
If you don't pay the $8, your tweets will be suppressed by an algorithm. Not making this shit up. He said it to a room of investors yesterday and claimed that this would solve hate speech. You'll have to scroll really far to see unverified users.
The way I think about it is that, so I'm trusting you with the future of our country, of the world, actually, when you're in charge of a media like that.
I'm sure you feel that way. I'm sure that you feel someone owning Twitter means they're in charge of the country. I have absolutely no doubts about that at all.
So how do you prevent, so being Jewish, how do you prevent this anti-Semitism? Or if I were black, how do you prevent all of the, so how do you prevent the use of the N-word?
Not well. Use of the N-word has already skyrocketed, as you know, under my very, very brief supervision. I said free speech was back. Everyone understood what I meant loud and clear. And we are making Twitter a safe town hall, a productive town hall again, where voices can be heard.
Word, we should be able to figure out with software how to moderate this and prevent.
I don't know if I'm gaming or not. I'm probably just going to be focusing on midterms and covering the midterms. I'm going to be honest. I might be around tomorrow. I don't know. I'm going to be real.
That from happening. Is that true or not?
Yeah, yes, absolutely. Totally agree. Temporarily, people have been able to put some hate speech on Twitter.
Temporarily.
But then it's been taken down immediately.
So what's up? So you're fucking anti-hate speech now?
Definitely.
What's up, bro? I thought you were pro-free speech, which everybody fucking knows is just pro-hate speech. Because
Yeah, the only time people ever invoke, oh, that's my freedom of speech, is like 8 times out of 10, they're defending some form of hate speech. It's ridiculous. Holy shit. Oh my God, I can't believe. It's so funny to watch Elon have to walk everything back because he doesn't think about anything he says.
Because no one's out there going, how dare you say the sky is blue? Ban this motherfucker. No, when people talk about free speech, we're talking about the boundaries, okay?
Thank you.
And the idea is, what are the boundaries of free speech? No one gives a
Free speech comes up in a few instances. Criticizing the government, all right? So freedom of press, criticizing the government, freedom to religion, okay? So being able to express and participate in a religion openly. That's kind of freedom of speech, freedom of expression. And then, when they're doing awful fucking things, like, it's like the times you hear no one ever holds the door open for a family, and like when they're like, oh, you didn't need to do that, they're like, it's a free country. No, they fucking like, oh my God, everyone always says like it's a free country when they're doing something shitty.
the fuck when you say, I like strawberries, okay? No one's like, dude, ban this fucking guy. No, people talk about hate speech. That's it. And when you say, oh, man, I love free speech, you're just basically saying you want a system where there are no consequences to you saying the N-word or you being
exactly. And freedom of speech does not mean freedom of consequence. I wish more people understood that. Freedom of speech just means you cannot be jailed, okay? You can't be jailed. You can't be legally punished or in that regard, unless there's a case to be made. In the case of violent hate speech, right? Because there is some speech that isn't covered by freedom of speech, which other people don't seem to know. You can't yell fire in a crowded movie theater. You're arrested. You can't make a joke about a bomb in the airport, because that's like fucking ridiculously uncool and unsafe. And yeah, you bet your ass reactception. We're all about it over here. But it's crazy to think that anyone where the fuck was I even going with that? I was talking about God damn it. You had me thinking about Inception. Fucking oh my god, I totally lost my train of thought.
People talk about hate speech. That's it. And when you say, oh man, I love free speech, you're just basically saying you want a system where there are no...
Yes, freedom of consequence. Yeah, thank you. We're never gonna be free from consequences. Ever. And like people don't even realize consequences swing both ways, right? You do something good, everyone's happy. That's a consequence, right? You're rewarded, okay? The community looks up to you if you are leading them in a positive way. That's a consequence. Those consequences swing the other way. If you say something hateful or shitty, the community around you is likely to respond in maybe a hateful or shitty way. And I feel like that makes perfect sense. And at what point did the party that was all about responsibility and understanding consequences and pulling up by your bootstraps, at what point did that party become the party of everyone's being mean to me because I said something awful and ignorant and I hate this? Like, when did that start? Holy shit. And now Elon is like, I don't know, maybe he didn't realize that when regular people on the internet are defending freedom of speech, that it more often than not is white supremacism or Nazis. So like now he's just like, yeah, I'll be honest, I didn't expect people to just be waiting to say the N-word on the internet when I said freedom of speech was back. Or when I said comedy is back. I didn't realize a lot of people were just going to be openly racist and then say it's a joke, bruh. Like I had no idea.
Consequences to you saying the N-word or you being hateful towards marginalized groups. That's it. Everybody understands this. That's precisely why the 4chan operations happened, where like everybody started spamming the N-word and numerous other slurs on the platform as soon as Elon Musk said, oh, it's frickin' free speech time.
Part of what I'm trying to achieve with this sort of enabling everyone to be payment verified with Twitter Blue is to try to get as many people payment verified as possible.
Yeah.
It's only
He says,
yeah, trying to get as much fucking money as possible because I am really upset about how much I pay for this platform. Look at this dumbass face. This represents the amount of thought he puts into any fucking decision. I need more money. I'll charge $20. That's a horrible fucking idea. How about 8? I'm sticking with 8.
payment verified. Like, as though there's no other way to do this verification process. He's like, oh,
yeah.
well, we just want to make everybody...
We can't do email. We can't do phone number. We can't do like the address. We can't do fucking driver's license, even if you really fucking wanted. You can't do, like, there are so many options we could have gone that wouldn't have cost $8 a month. But nope, this is the only way.
Everybody pay for the platform. That's basically it. Why the fuck would we literally pay while we are the ones who are creating the content? It makes no fucking sense.
Damn,
at least
that's a
like
good
with
point.
Meta or Facebook and all these other fucking platforms, like they understand that like UGC is what...
Yeah, it's user-generated content. Literally the entire site does not exist without its users.
Makes the platform what it is. If no one posted on fucking TikTok, then TikTok would not be TikTok. If no one posted on Twitter, then Twitter would not be Twitter. He literally is just like, dude, you need to pay me to keep posting on the platform that I just bought, which makes no sense because without the posters, there is no fucking platform. And a lot of these companies recognize this, which is why they allow fucking hate speech and ridiculous content to go through for a very long time, because they realize, like, especially YouTube realized this a long time ago, like if I let white supremacists fucking radicalize people on the platform, they're going to stay on the platform for a long ass time. It's engaging content.
But if we can get enough verified users, and we're going to prioritize Twitter search, replies, mentions by verified users first.
He's so fucking stupid. It is mind-boggling. I'm losing my absolute...
Dude, I can't. I hear you. How did he think it was going to be a good idea? He's such a bad con man. He's been a bad con man for so long. What happened to the Hyperloop? What happened to the Tesla truck? What happened to, like, everything he's ever promised ever?
Fucking mind on this. He is quite literally stating Twitter has a gigantic problem with spamming and bots. So We are going to change the process so that they have to pay for it. So then all you see is verified spam and bots. So the real users,
Because it's poor people who are the problem.
that don't want to fucking pay for it because they're like, why the fuck would I pay $8 a month for this shit, are going to not use fucking Twitter. That's what's going to happen. A lot of people don't understand.
Sounds like most of us aren't going to use Twitter. It sounds even like a lot of, who did I just see? Ryan Reynolds or someone like that moved over to Tumblr or some shit, and people were like wondering if it's because of what's going on here at Twitter. I mean, obviously there's no way to really know, but watch Tumblr come back because Elon just absolutely obliterates Twitter. But yeah, we are seeing a lot of people. I mean, obviously, Moist Critical's already said he's not paying for some dumbass checkmark. I doubt Hassan would. Doesn't seem like Ludwig is going to. I'm pretty sure he might have explicitly said in that video I watched that he's not going to. But a lot of big creators that are known for their tweets that pop off are not planning on, you know, having a super close relationship with the site moving forward.
And that the active daily users is how you fucking generate revenue. Why? If you're a Joe Schmo sitting at home and not a fucking content creator, I understand if you don't get it, okay? Your job is not to get that. But Elon Musk's job, at least, is to hire people that get that, to tell him, hey, this is a bad idea. Especially
That's the whole
because
idea of having a fucking board in general for anything.
this will lower the amount of active daily users and therefore the amount of revenue that you can fucking generate on the platform. It's literally substituting potentially short-term benefits for long-term awful consequences.
I don't even know, honestly, if there's going to be short-term benefits. I feel like he was being super generous when he said potential. I haven't met a single person that has liked the idea of paying for Twitter. Not a damn one. I don't know anyone personally that pays for Twitter Blue at all. And I think people who weren't willing to pay, it's only $2 a month for the edit button, or it was something kind of cheap. I remember that. And I didn't want to do it. I didn't know anyone who wanted to do it. And if people weren't willing to do that for Twitter Blue, which was supposed to be less ads and an edit button, I kind of fucking doubt they're going to pay $8 to have a check mark.
If you don't constantly try to grow your platform, you're not going to constantly grow your active daily user base. If you don't grow your active daily user base because you're making the platform less entertaining, less interesting, not looking for ways to keep them hooked on Twitter, because now everything is pay to win, and now everything is literally fucking, you need to get into the algorithm by paying $8. So all the fucking dumbass crypto Doge dickheads are going to be paying in for the algorithm, and that's all you see on the platform. You're not going to want to be on it anymore. So yeah, like I said, can't wait for the sea of verified crypto spam that makes this website unusable, which will lower daily active users and therefore ad revenue. Elon is banking on making everyone pay for speech like a Netflix subscription. Don't know if many would do it. Ultimately, though, what I'm simply stating is that this platform, if Elon Musk makes the platform unusable for unverified users, if Elon Musk makes it so that unverified users who are not paying $8 a month never get prio or never get seen on the fucking search bar, that is dramatically undermining the algorithm. And the algorithm is...
Not only the algorithm, it undermines the entire concept of freedom of speech, which was the platform you ran on to buy the platform. It's pay to speech. That's not freedom of speech. That's payment for speech.
The science behind what makes people tune in. There's a reason why TikTok is so fucking successful. It's because its algorithm is the secret sauce. Its algorithm keeps you tapped in. TikTok has been able to open the fucking content faucet and make people feel like they can be a celebrity for literally 15 seconds. The concept of 15 seconds of fame is so real on TikTok. That's why you have every single person make fucking videos and have those videos pop the fuck off, and that keeps them tuned in, both as a content watcher and also a content creator on the platform. And then that content creation cycle is what makes people want to stay on the platform because they're seeing funny ha-has. There was a literal scam on Twitter
funny ha-has
in 2020 showing this exact thing. Yeah. We covered this in July 15, 2020, between 8 and 10.
Holy
reportedly,
shit.
130 high-profile Twitter accounts were compromised by outside parties to promote a Bitcoin scam. This shit happened already, and people lost a fuck ton of money. That's what I literally just said. This is basically allowing people to pay to do this scam instead of try to do phishing, instead of trying to use a security compromise, like instead of like taking advantage of a security vulnerability within Twitter, or instead of like phishing big accounts, you could just make them. It comes back to the idea of American workers seeing themselves as temporarily embarrassed millionaires, not the fucking suffering trapped proletariat that we are. Having a badge allows them to feel like a mini millionaire. That's exactly what it is. And that's why you see so many people fucking go, why are you getting mad? It seems like you're just scared your verification badge is not going to be meaningful. I don't care. My verification badge is not the reason why 30,000 of you come in here every day. That's so silly. Not a single person has ever been like, well, Hassan is verified on Twitter. That's why I watch him on Twitch. You know what I mean? Like, that's dumb. That's not how this works.
And we're going to prioritize Twitter search, replies, mentions by verified users first. Yeah, this is if you're payment verified with a blue check mark, then you'll be prioritized, and hateful conduct pays. But if somebody risks losing even $8, the net effect will be over time that the verified users will pretty much always be at the top of comments.
Dude, people are so dumb that they think pay to win scheme is being marketed to them as though it's like their only way to do free speech. That you only celebrate that if you're a fucking idiot.
I don't know if anyone's buying it though.
Okay, like he's literally stating that the only way to get seen on the fucking algorithm is if you pay $8.
Money.
And
that's a good thing, because only the fake accounts won't be able to pay is basically what he's trying to sell it as, which is such bullshit. Or only fake accounts or fake account holders would refuse to pay.
You'll have to scroll far to see the unverified users, which will be the
No,
and then
that's
the crowd
not
claps,
gonna
which is awful.
Unless everybody who is currently using the platform pays $8 a month to be verified. If that doesn't happen, you're just only going to have bot spam. You're only going to have fucking bots and crypto accounts and all these other fucking dickheads who have paid for it. And it's going to make the website unusable. What the fuck? It's going to make the website unusable. Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck Elon's thinking. It's insane. Insane how many bad decisions one person can make in such a short amount of time. Twitter complaint hotline operator? Yeah, I fucking bet. Twitter is the worst, but also the best. You had it right the first time. Never second guess yourself. Twitter usage is at an all-time high. Yeah, kinda, because we're all like checking it out before we have to pay to check it out, you know? It's like when everyone comes to watch something die. I just hope the servers don't melt. To be clear, my historical party affiliation has been independent, with an actual voting history of entirely Democrat until this year. I mean, yeah, Trump also used to be a Democrat. But I don't think anyone would classify him as a Democrat in a modern sense, or someone who genuinely held those beliefs when it came down to it, right? It's pretty clear he votes for business interests, which typically aligns with conservative values. And I'm open to the idea of voting Democrat again in the future. Okay, cool. Were you dating Democrats? Fucking weird.